Happy 2025, everyone. Welcome to the first PFO of 2025.
Howdy, y'all.
A new year. Welcome to a new year, guys. Welcome. All right. So, how's everyone doing? It's starting out in 2025. So far, so good for a year, Year.
It couldn't have gone any better. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
There you go. All right.
I mean, we're only like a weekend, though, so.
I know.
Plenty of time for it to go downhill.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
The first 9 days are the best, I hear. That's what I hear. First 9 days.
Yes, guys, The Office.
The Office. The evil
There's
lair.
quite a few pops in it. I mean, you weren't joking around when you said The Office was pretty stacked.
No, and I don't want to screw the camera up. There's a lot more over this way, too. This is like the first time, like, Bree wasn't saying it jokingly. Like, this is the first time that I probably could have done this in here because this is usually filled with crap for maybe the last 8 years or so. So, like, we're finally getting close to getting this. You guys will be able to see like an up close visual of all this stuff at some point.
Was that like one of your holiday like projects, like
time
off, or
it actually was. It was like I said, about 8 or 9 years in the making.
Nice.
So finally got it done. Kind of.
Hey,
I mean, it's kind of done. I won't show you the closet over here.
No, I mean that's what you do. You stuff everything in the closet. You just close it, and it's good.
I can't close the closet. It's so stuffed. I can't close the door. Is the issue. That's why I'm not going to swing the camera around this way. But
well, I just want to say welcome to a ton of people that are joining us. But first, I want to say welcome to a couple channel members that already have posted. We got some super chats in here with their channel memberships, including a 27 months. That's over 2 years now. Jetman's hanging out with us. Happy New Year and go Irish. I guess Notre Dame are they playing like this week today?
No, he just means go Irish people in general.
Like I agree with go Irish. Yeah, but I just and then I haven't been watching college football, as you can tell. This season. All right. And we got David. David, 20 months sneaking up there, almost at that 2 year mark. Happy 2025 evening to Josh, John.
20 whole year or months, 20 whole months. Not
24 years. Get a channel member. That would be something.
Sorry, I had
that'll be some crazy.
Anybody becomes a channel member of any of our channels
20
for 24 years, you are in the Christmas card. Like you are officially a relative at that point. So
and then we have Magma here hanging out with us. Happy New Year, PFO. 22 months. And hope you had a great week. And, I had a pretty good week. It's hard going, like, I think this is, like, the first week, you going back full force. Like, I feel like everyone for the last month and a half have said things like, we'll get to that in the new year. Well, let's plan this, but let's wait till the new year. Let's wait till the new year. And you know what? Now it's the new year and everyone's like full force. Like we need to get on this project. We need to do this. That's kind of what happened.
Yeah. The holidays really were like long. It felt like too. And, I think I said it before, but like with having Thanksgiving as late as it was, like everything got condensed too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like after Thanksgiving, it was like all holidays all the time. And then the holiday falling on a Wednesday and then another Wednesday and then not having PFO, which felt weird for 2 weeks. I don't think we ever.
No, I don't think we've ever done 2 weeks. No.
A couple good box battles though.
Didn't we take 2 weeks off last year? Or did we only take 1 week off?
No, I think we only took one.
Because it fell on like a weekend. So I think it fell on because it fell on a weekend almost like that right there, like a Sunday, Monday. Like
or Tuesday. I can't remember, but I feel like we didn't. Maybe we did. What do
Mike
I know?
Started off the early squad. Hopefully he's still awake, but welcome in. We had David come in. We had Evelyn. Evelyn, I saw she's walking, so she's probably doing her like she walking, watching, listening in. That's a good way to do it. Get on the treadmill, get on the elliptical, whatever. Jack and I just went to the gym a little bit before this.
New year, new me.
New year. He just was like, you know what? We need to go. We have these gym memberships. Let's go again. Like tonight, and I want to get out of the house. I'm like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
Right after work, I'll come home. Let's go. Dr. John's early squad. And we got Anna hanging out with us. Chris, welcome. Brian Cross-Saved, welcome. Who else I saw popping in here? Wayne was in here earlier. Welcome. Anthony, welcome in. Welcome in. Holly, Velvet. We got all our regulars were here early. I know. Were you guys itching for some PFO? Like, I wonder, like, did our pop battles hold you over, or did they not? Like, we always wonder, because we have fun doing those because we don't know what each other did for our videos. I think that's the fun part. Like, none of us know like how we did our videos, really.
Yeah, no.
And sometimes we follow the rules. Sometimes other people don't follow the rules. Sometimes people try to cheat and still don't win. You know, things like that happen. But
I think I won the most recent one. I think I won the Mystery Grail one.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. I think you won the Mystery Girl one.
Yeah, I think I only added like half my stuff. And you know, a lot of people pointed out that I think I got gypped on a. You got gypped.
You got gypped on a pop.
I did, right?
You're missing a pop.
Yeah,
you didn't get the 3 pop.
He didn't get his 2. There were supposed to be like 2 multi-packs or 2 larger pops, and I think
I only got the 5-pack, and then I just figured that they were counting the ghost face as a large item, which
the handmade by robot.
Yeah,
no, because I got a handmade by robot, but I also got a 5-pack and a 2-pack.
Yeah, what's up with that? Yeah, no,
I know. I won the battle. Crazy. But I won the battle on like a technicality because Vince didn't get all his proper items. So,
yeah, I wonder what would you have got? You would have got probably one of the 2-packs we got. I think.
Yeah. I think the
did you notice we all kind of got something that the other person got
overlapped? Yeah, I think I saw some people say the boxes were okay, but there was too much overlap. So they should have put in a little bit better variety.
Yeah, the variety. One of ours was absolutely demolished too, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Which actually it was a Squid Game pop, which kind of me and Breed like just started watching the first season. We watched a couple episodes. It's a little bit much for.
Do you like it?
You know what? It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Like I
don't know if that was up your like style of stuff, but
I'll do just about anything.
I watched it before it got trendy, and then after it started getting trendy, Shannon was like, I want to watch it now. Like, she heard, like, it was good. Like, I said it was good. And she was like, I'll want to watch it. I'm like, I'll go back and watch the episodes with you, like, that you missed. And we started watching it together a while back. And so I haven't watched
really something that Bree would typically watch, I don't think. She's more of, like, she likes the thriller stuff, but, like, it's more like somebody... Like she likes, what is it, the Lincoln Lawyer? Is that what that is? Like, I can't stand shows like that personally. Like Creature Commandos. Do you guys watch Creature Commandos at all?
I have started. I watched the first like 3 or 4 episodes because they're so short.
It's good.
They're short. They're fun. It's fun. I think it's fun.
Have you watched any Invincible?
No.
Jesus, no. What do you do in your free time? You just don't have free time, huh?
Not really. I mean, I work and then we do videos and we're renovating the house. I mean, start a second channel.
More boring than me. Whoa. Feel bad for you. No, but it's
back in physical therapy. I don't know.
Can you watch while you're doing that?
Well, I've never really. Every physical therapy place I've been to, they always have like a preset show. There's other people in there, so I wouldn't want to be like, hey, can we watch this in case like.
Just listen, just some Deterrent Creature Commandos. It's a fine show for everybody. Nobody will be.
I want to thank Holly though. Holly, I will take the win. Yes, I'm definitely going to take the win, especially since I usually get slaughtered in the PFO battles. So,
no, usually you get like super gypped. Somehow you're usually the one that like get something forgot. I noticed that too. Like one of us always really get ripped off at some, not ripped off. I don't want to like oversell.
You think they would know by now? Like they see the 3 channel names and they're like, hey, we got to make sure we give these guys decent stuff. Like, come on.
No, they don't. And that's okay. I mean, I like the good representation of what the boxes are going to look like.
I think Evelyn might be winning right now for a channel member length of time.
Wow, 42 months.
42 months, Evelyn. Thank you. I appreciate it so much. I know you've been with all of us since the start. Really, like all of us. Really, you've been a supporter for all of our channels and watching all kinds of stuff, jumping in auctions, watching whatever, hanging out with us. So we appreciate it so much. Happy New Year to you as well. Thank you for being a supporter for 42 months. So if you like a free super chat every month, you can become a channel member pretty easy. Hard on the phone. It's like kind of have to go on to like the web version of YouTube.
Yeah, it's easier just to do it on the computer.
Easier on like computer. And I don't think you can do it at all on like a TV or something like that. I know sometimes people watch lives. But Barry, thank you for being a member for 16 months. What's up? What's going on, Barry? And then we have Gerald here with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Gerald, for $2 super chat. What's going on with the Star Wars NFT? I asked the thing. I
heard they're shipping.
Well, so far, right now in the mail, I just got in Scooby-Doo. Like today.
Yeah, I think ours just came in. I think that's what this pile of
drop boxes, and it's like, why you got all your dropio stuff? So she was like, you got all your NFTs.
Yeah.
And then she was like, and then in the mail is Daria and Disney Adventures too.
Oh, maybe that's what came. Maybe Disney came in.
Yeah. So Star Wars has not shipped yet. I saw they have not posted any kind of update, and someone asked about it in support on the Discord, and they said they would post an update when they have an update.
I seen a post today. It was Funko Finders or Distrack. It was one of them. I thought they said preparing to ship out.
Oh, okay.
I seen it like literally maybe a half hour ago.
Sam says his Star
Sam
Wars
was saying that his shipped today.
So there you go.
Nice. See that? So
and that's what I'm hearing. Those are shipping.
Hopefully in the next week or two. I'm really curious how they're going to ship them because they're all oversized.
Yeah, they'll have to. That's why I think the delay is different sized boxes than their normal shipping boxes. And are they going to ship 2 at a time, 3 at a time? What's the max for the smaller ones? Will it be 2, 4? You know what? And then they also with it, I doubt they're all shipping out today. Like I think they'll be going through a process of it.
Well, let's be honest. They probably just marked half of them like as shipped, but they've only shipped like
labels.
10. Yeah, they created the labels, but only like 10 people actually made the truck today. So,
but they'll have a ton of stuff. They'll all be shipped separate boxes. Wow,
ooh,
that's I'm gonna get a lot of boxes.
Maybe don't do that again, guys. Wow, that's a lot.
That's good for the content creators. It looks good on the thumbnail, like
45 boxes. Yeah, I mean, it's good that they did it that way. I mean, I think that the damage will probably be a little bit. No, it depends on how they're shipped, I guess.
So I think they said they were in. I think starting to like they had that process in December, but they said they probably want to get them shipped out before Christmas, and they're shipping out a ton of stuff right now. So the question will be, I guess, with NFTs, like, will we see? We haven't seen anything for NFTs yet. Usually before the month starts, we get hey, these are coming for the month.
Will we see something
we
tomorrow?
Haven't even got that yet. Right. So will tomorrow we see the first drop? Will we get a preview of both drops for this month? Are they only going to do one drop this month? Like, what's going to go on? So they would have to get a drop out by they couldn't do 2 drops this month unless they're dropping something both the 21st and the 28th. I doubt they'll drop something on the 14th, like, and just throw it out there. So they might only have 1 drop this month,
which
wouldn't be bad.
No,
but I'll be curious of what they're gonna do. Yeah, so it'll be interesting. But it's good to see that they're shipping out. It's good to finally see everything. What's going on, Pop?
Nothing announced yet though for the month of January, which I actually think is good. I think that if Drop is listening, I think this year, like if I may, I feel like they need to do things a little bit differently, and I think they need to better position their drops, because I felt like at times it was really tight on the budget and everything, and it seemed like there was a lot going on. And I think they also need to structure their drops around the con time. So we know Funko is going to be at WonderCon, San Diego, New York. I really don't think there should be any NFT drops within a week on each side. So a week before, a week after the con, I don't think there should be any NFT drops.
And maybe that's kind of what they did with Christmas. They gave everybody the breather after the, after the holidays, kind of get this full week.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see an announcement tomorrow. Maybe there'll be a drop, maybe not next week, but the week after. And, if they did one like every 3 weeks instead of every 2 weeks, I'd rather see one like, maybe not. They felt like they started to get backed up a little bit too much, especially with the holidays, and then you had Halloween, and I think people kind of got burnt out. I think they just kind of got burnt out with everything.
A lot.
Yeah,
and they had 2 pretty big burns in December too. They had It's Always Sunny was 60% and 40% for Festival of Fun.
Well, let's speak to the It's Sunny in Philadelphia really quick. I think TV Pops as a line is just not that strong. I just don't think there's people clamoring
for. It was way too many packs for.
It's way too many packs. That's and that's not even like. I mean, It's Sunny in Philadelphia, I know, is a popular show. People know of it. I think most people know of it from the memes. I don't even think they've seen the show for the most part. So I think that is a perfect example of something that's just a little bit too niche for NFT drops.
Yeah,
I don't think it's too niche. If they drop the pack numbers, the problem was the pack numbers were like 16,000, 19,000. That's like a quality IP. Like if they had a quality IP, if it was a Ghostbusters or something in that regard, like something there's a big fan base that spans generations, then it's different. Always Sunny, I don't feel like that spans a lot of generations. And like you said, it's a niche TV show. Like I watched a couple, but I never was like a fan of it. Plus, they didn't have a Freddy. We've talked about that before. That kind of hurts the royalty a little bit.
I still think at least half the drops, and once again in 2025, I think most drops should actually not have a Freddy. And I think that if they're relying too much on the Freddy to sell the drop, then that's a huge red flag. That's just showing you that people love Freddy, and that's great. But if people are only buying the packs just to get the Freddy, then why are we doing this? Like, you're doing this
what though,
to give people unique pops from that IP. It shouldn't just be like, oh, I'm just going after this to get the Freddy or to get the royalty. Like, I don't know. I think it takes away from Freddy being special, because with every drop for a while. What was the first? I don't remember the first drop, but there was a first drop that didn't have a Freddy. Remember, everybody was up in arms. They were like, "Where's the Freddy?"
Disney.
That might have been it. It might have been Disney. I just think that Freddy needs to remain a little bit more obscure, a little bit more special, because if you always do it and then you don't do it, people expect it, and that's when they get upset.
Is it always the drop exclusive ones, the ones that are like kind of Disney property ones? I feel like those are the ones that don't have.
There might have been a couple other ones too. Honestly,
other ones had Proto and Franny. Now they threw that in the mix. So
I don't even think. But see, like they usually the Freddy is the royalty. I mean, almost every time it's the royalty. And I really don't think that they use it to sell packs. I think that I think it's the Grail that's always going to sell the packs. Especially, I think it's different than when the NFTs first started. That first year was maybe a little bit different, but now that everybody's kind of settled in, I don't think the Freddy sell the packs anymore anyway, because people have gotten smart. They realize that if you're going after the royalty, don't buy. Honestly, if you're only going after the Freddy, don't buy the packs, is what I would almost tell everybody. Because what's the point of buying the packs?
Yeah.
Buy the epics, buy the you're going to spend a lot less. You could build most royalties nowadays for 60 in the expensive side of 80. That's only going to get you 3 premium packs. Like, you're not going to get a set worth of cards.
Yeah, if you just want the Freddy only. But I think, like you said, the chance at the Grail makes or breaks a lot. Also, really good legendaries help so much. I think the legendaries help. Ultras are so weird. I think Michael Funko 401 and I were talking about the Ultras the other day, like chatting back and forth. And I think people are sleeping on a lot of those because
big time, man. That Scooby one,
and they're like, I mean, a A great example is one I know both myself and Michael are going to get a lot of is from the Stranger Things one. I opened a lot of packs. I know he grabbed some. We probably have probably the most out of that one for Erica. It's not going to be huge, but it's going under $10. You're talking about shipping a pop that's a 2,500 piece pop for under $10 right now. If you go grab them, if you know how to, like, go get something. Go get some of those. Like Batman's a good one. You know, that just.
I think a lot of people just don't know how. I think that's the problem.
I think that's it. And a lot of people I think I've heard a lot of people also don't really even know about. It's kind of like the people that don't know about the Funko shop we talked about in the past. You know, like when you start collecting, you might not even know you can buy stuff on the Funko shop. Eventually, you find out, oh, I can go in the Funko shop and buy things. You know, I don't have to go. You know, I might not go to a comic book store or things like that. But I think it's also, you know, that sense of you have to know how to do crypto. You have to do this and that, and
a lot of barriers.
I have to wait a little bit for them, you know, in between and things like that. So all kinds of fun stuff. I think, you know, with a lot, I'm just curious, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing what they drop this year. We got some sneak peeks. Are any of those rumors going to be true? Or what are we going to see from, you know, what's going to be drop exclusive versus regular?
Are they going to do anything with this Drop Arcade? They kind of hinted. Is that going to bring in some more secondary stuff?
Will that start also people buying more things on the secondary market?
Jess, have you gone back and finished any sets or anything, stuff that's already?
You know, I went back and got some coins I didn't have and some things like that. Like if I didn't have coins,
I'll be honest. You know what I did? And this was last year. Well, I don't know how long ago. It feels like it was 2 years ago, but I think it was last year that I did this, and it might not have been that long ago. I went back and picked up the whole TMNT set. I grabbed it because I didn't get any packs on that first drop for the turtles, the very first drop. I tried, but I did not get any packs. They sold out before I was able to purchase them. I went and bought the whole set, and it wasn't super cheap. Some of those were still a little bit of money. Maybe I spent $60 or something to get a set. But you know, for me, I have gone back. I've finished a couple of the sets. I'm really curious to see how they're gonna, you know, if they do something. They've hinted at this Drop Arcade. Nobody really has an idea on what that's gonna be. You know, they've kind of hinted at things, but I don't think anybody really. I don't understand what they're getting at with that. But I think that could drive some secondary excitement for some of these drops that are already completed. And you know, it's one of the things I honestly I'm looking forward to. It's one of the things I really still look forward to weekly, because the Funko Shop drops are not exciting anymore, just because of the way that they kind of drop and that kind of thing. So I still like the limited pieces, and it's probably what I'm most excited for, you know, in 2025.
Yeah, I think also I've noticed you get the glam shots of these, but when they come in, these molds have been better than what the glam shots look like.
Yeah, they're good.
Transformers were great molds, and you don't even see the whole pop, and there's so many details even on the back and the features of them, some of the paint jobs and things like that. They really have put quality work into, I think, especially some of these that they have come out. It's really good to see some of that with a lot of these that are coming out that are limited like this. So I'm glad to see that. I'm looking forward to seeing what they have coming up, and then I hope, you know, also I know a couple of people are saying, you know, using the Coinbase app and things. They have pretty good little tutorials on the drop site.
I figured out Coinbase, so
Coinbase has been the easiest for me. Once you have it set up, it's been literally a couple steps. It's almost too easy. If you want to go buy packs and open stuff, it's
Coinbase. I've been able to figure out the fees are a little bit whatever. You know, it kind of sucks as far as that goes. Unfortunately, when you're dealing with cryptocurrency and that kind of thing, you're just going to have to deal with some of that. You know, honestly, I have a harder time with wax now. I have a hard time getting wax. I can't. Mine does not work. It just won't work. The stuff, they have the two different ways that you can do it. And honestly, most of the time I'm buying stuff on drop nowadays. So, and typically it's a little bit less expensive.
I would actually say drop as a, really like the marketplace has made it so much easier for a lot of people to sell too once they get packs and open packs and things like that. I think a lot of people are just they don't need to transfer them around like with wax. It's people that are transferring around are just trying to get like different kinds of money from wax, and like wax is one of those that also changes in price. So sometimes they might not be able to get wax one way, so what they do is buy the packs and then sell the packs on wax instead of like, because they can buy it with any credit card, you know, on the drop site when the original, you know, the initial packs drop and stuff like that. So but I use Coinbase. I'll tell everyone I use Coinbase for my drop account, so the USDC, and then you can use crypto.com app for wax. So that seems to be those are the two easiest.
I gotta try. I'm gonna have to try that because I can't do it any other way.
So those are the you know, if you're checking out those two, those seem the easiest. They, you know, pretty easy with the wax. I think the transfer to your account, it's a little different because you have different options. They changed the options recently with drop, so make sure you follow the new steps with drop on what kind of platform to transfer on it, because it used to be Polygon, now it's not.
Yeah, you can't use your old. You know. And listen, Josh, just as we're talking like this, like that's kind of I think what people, you know, it is. It's like this whole thing that you got to go through. It's worth it at the end of the day, but yeah, it's a whole thing you got to go through, and a lot of people don't want to have to.
It's a crazy
Sometimes people are lazy. It's all right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Well, it's a lot. I mean, and sometimes it doesn't work well with certain banks, maybe, and stuff like that. You have to.
Yeah, and like Wayne said, a lot of people get frustrated too, and they just don't want to deal with it. They don't want to go back, and if they have a bad experience with one particular drop, why are they going to go and try it again? You know? So
I think once you get it set up and going, it's the easiest thing ever. Like, and that's like, then you're like, oh, I can do this and do that in 2 seconds. But until you get that set up and know the process and things like that, it's really interesting though. I think I like the fun of it as like pack opening. I always loved cards, and you know, I love sodas, Funko sodas. The same excitement, you know, getting something rare and opening it you don't know. But also it can be a fail. Like we've seen like packs where you get nothing out of them, and you're like, I just paid $30 for this premium pack, you know, even on the aftermarket, $30, $35, and I got nothing out of it.
Yeah,
So
our holiday,
I got air.
Our holiday one was absolute disaster, quite honestly. I think we got like 5 or 6 packs, $180 in packs, and I think we got like a $119 royalty or $119 legendary. So yeah, it wasn't good. But yeah, I mean, it's the fun of it. I'm looking forward to this year. I think it's something that I still can get excited about.
There's a few things I hope to see them do, and I think it was Tech right here said one of the biggest things that I really hope they do. I hope they start making accurate sticker numbers, although I could see it being an issue where people are like, oh, you know, everything certain drop is not accurate stickers, while, you know, moving forward at the end of the day, I want accuracy.
I want accurate stickers too. That is my biggest
if they decide like, hey, Q2 of 2025 we're now gonna have accurate number of stickers, like I'm all for it, and we'll just deal with, you know, the previous drops as is. I think they need to do more mythics. I think mythics are cool. They give us a little bit more unique items, and I think they should do 4-inch mythics, because we've only seen 10-inch and 2 packs for mythics.
I agree with that.
So do some 4-inch mythics, and also like if you're gonna do a wave like Star Wars, for example, right? Star Wars sold very well, and that's kind of what I wanted to cap on earlier when we were talking about the Freddies, right? Star Wars didn't have a Freddy, and Star Wars sold like 71% of the packs. Like, it didn't sell out, but they sold the majority of the packs, and I felt like the wave was one of the weakest waves that they've ever dropped. That just shows you how strong of a fan base there is for an IP like that. It didn't need a Freddy. I bet you if there was a Freddy, it would have sold out. Yes, because Freddy, I feel like, adds a 25% or 25 to 30% increase in pack sales. But I think overall, like, Star Wars is a perfect example of like what not to do. Like, if you're going to do one of the pops oversized, that's fine, but don't do the whole wave oversized.
I think that's what killed them. Actually, it wasn't anything else. It was that if they only had
no, but that's the problem though. It didn't kill them. They made. I mean, are you saying?
Well, it killed them because they would have sold them out. They would have sold out.
Yeah, no,
I think there would have been no question. It would have sold out in the first hour.
Yeah,
I think if they're all standard size pops, especially standard size pops and a special box, and it'll be the first time getting a Star Wars one. I mean, it kind of goes back to the idea of actually I open a Star Wars box tomorrow in my video, and I opened some very old Star Wars pops that come in it, and going back and looking at some of those, that's what collectors go after that are Star Wars collectors, right? Limited pieces, older stuff, hard to get. If you are a dedicated Star Wars fan, there's a lot of cheap Star Wars pops you can get. And if you just want pops, there's a ton out there. But if you're a collector going after stuff, you want the stuff with the number on it, the limited piece, the first in the run, the one that everyone else wants too. So I think,
I mean, the Star Wars drop, honestly, for me, I don't want to just get completely negative, but it was honestly probably the lowest point for me this year with the NFT stuff, because that would 100%. I was all in. We were going to do a video.
Much build up and hype.
I bought one pack and I have no redeemables coming. I didn't pick up one, and I got redeemables coming from almost every single, I usually will pick up just random redeemables from things sometimes that I don't even collect just because I like the pop. I didn't get any Star Wars. I don't have, and I'm a pretty big Star Wars collector, and I don't have any of those Star Wars pops come in because I knew for a fact, I will never put those out just because of the way that they're going to be. And I'm not into just, I get they might have value down the road because they're the limited numbers and that kind of thing. It's just, they were just it was such a disappointment to see them all in the key is the 4-inch stuff. And like John said, I'd like to see a couple, even if it's just a couple this year, give us a couple mythics that are going to be a standard size. And I don't think that the mythics even have to be a Freddy either. I think a mythic could be something else. Give us a 500 piece that we got to go after for, whatever line that they're going to come out.
It's going to sell out in 5 seconds and everyone's going to be upset about it. That is actually good for the hobby. That is good for Funko NFTs.
It's 100% okay.
I mean, they should have went with how the Batman style was, if they were gonna do pops with a scene or something like that.
I wouldn't go that far.
What fits into that kind of style?
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far because the Batman ones have the issue of having the insert blocking, the silhouette on the front of the box.
It would have been better, but I don't have any of the Batmans coming either, which I can't even believe.
I still had to get the Batmans. The Batmans.
I should have picked
the second series is so much better. The series 2 ones are way better.
Yeah. The other thing I'll say, just because we're beating up on the Star Wars drop here, in my opinion, and I am gonna venture to guess that a lot of people are gonna back me up on this. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I think if Drop can coordinate a special release on April 1st, that there is no reason whatsoever that we can't get Star Wars NFT Series 2 dropping on May the 4th. There should be no reason why they can't coordinate that. And if they could go even so far as to create a cool, May the 4th be with you sticker on there too. I mean, they could literally make buckets upon buckets upon buckets of money off Star Wars collectors. Yes, literally take my money. They are leaving so much opportunity on the table. And I have talked to so many people at Funko. I have talked to as many people, the people that at Drop who would answer my emails and stuff. I cannot get to the bottom as to who thought this was a good idea. And if they were handcuffed by Disney and they said, hey, these are the only things that we're allowing you to make, and it is what it is, I just don't get it, because then they make other common releases that are far better than this. So I don't understand when it comes to Star Wars collectors. I mean, we are suckers for limited edition, for numbers, for unique characters and cool molds. I mean, it's money. They're leaving money on the table.
They were probably kind of like a rock and a hard place where, people really got upset last year too. If you think about it, anything that was even remotely close, we had that Power Ranger pop, and I understand why. I mean, you don't want to see a common release look almost identical to the NFT releases. They do have to be special. Like if they were only able to do these characters, let's just say that's what they were dictated. Like you could do something of these. How are they going to give us something that you're like, if these were all in 4-inch, would we have all still been in? Would you, you know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't. I mean, I got all of them. I got multiples.
Well, I think more.
It would have been better, probably, right?
Yeah, more people would have been in. Would have been in. I would have said the exact same things I would have said, with the exception of the large boxes. Like I would have been upset that it was still original trilogy. We literally have, you know, multiples of all these characters already, so there was no need for what they did. But I would, at the end of the day, still go, all right, but at least they're 4-inch. I'm still not going to get them, but you know, I can understand if other people are going to go after them.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, I can't disagree.
I think the C3PO just sums it up. The C3PO is just so bad.
I think a lot of these will also, like, we're seeing the glam shots how they are, but I think these are going to look really good when you take the molds out. I think the molds are going to impress us a little bit.
No, Josh,
I'm going to give them that.
I didn't think that I'm saying this, like, I didn't think that these were absolutely horrible. Like, okay, sleeping C3PO. I thought Luke. I actually thought Luke was really good. I think that you put this next to your Wampa. Like, I think that this is good. I like this. I
think I like the Darth Vader standard box, though. I think all these, but the royalty could have been the standard box, and royalty may be bigger. Kind of like Elf had the Grail that was bigger, right. You know, like. But that I felt like almost could fit too. But the royalty is a little more because it seems like there's a little more, not just Leia. There is Luke behind her, and the depth of it I think takes up a little more room. But I think all the others, I think most of them could have fit probably in a standard box. They could have.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like it wasn't even. For me, it wasn't even that these were bad. I didn't think that they were necessarily bad, especially with the characters that they were dealing with. I thought they felt pretty unique. Like, and that's hard to do with, like, we've got all these so many times at this. You know, Palpatine looks like every other Palpatine.
Palpatine's the exact same.
It's the exact same, just put on like a little stand. But
yeah, he's just on the stand in the Death Star.
But still, I mean, like.
Luke Skywalker. So Jeremy brings up a good point. Isn't there already a Luke Skywalker like this?
Yeah.
And in this instance, this is the only one. Once again, if this was the one they were going to make the deluxe, it would have been okay in my opinion.
Yeah.
And also, there is one that's very similar to this. It was a 2014 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. It had Luke actually upside down in the box with the Wampa missing the arm. Now that was 10, now 11 years ago. Yeah. Like, I'm okay with them doing similar stuff from more than a decade ago, because how many people own that particular pop? That is a very rare Star Wars pop that not many people own. So giving people an opportunity to get an upside down Luke for their collection and still kind of forcing them to go out and be like, okay, well, I got the Luke, now I'm going to need a Wampa. So they're going to have to go out and buy a Wampa. Like, that is completely okay. It's just, I don't know. I don't think the other ones will impress out of box. I think the Princess Leia is okay, but they also did the Star Wars poster, like poster pop that looks very similar to this. So at the end of the day, like, overall, the NFTs I think are great, but they drop the ball with some IPs and they knock it out of the park. And I want to see it universally across the board. Like, I want to see more NFT drops in 2025, make people who aren't even collectors of that IP go, I got to get in on this. I got to buy some packs. Like, these are fire.
Yeah, and I just checked mine. Mine all say pending, so mine haven't shipped yet. They're holding on to mine to make sure they crush them or something like that. No, I think they'll send them. I will say though, a lot of people have said stuff about shipping. Overall, I have had really good luck with shipping, and I think they do such.
All my boxes came in good shape. I mean, we've had a couple little nicks.
You had a couple that were But overall, I think the biggest issue was the sticker issue that's come up, the metallic sticker issue. I don't know why I sent to the support, got my stickers, like they'll send them into the mail, for the last run.
Should I do that? Do you think I should?
Why didn't they just mail them to everyone like they did with the
they know who got them? That's probably because they're banking on lazy people like me.
No,
like,
if you are deserving of a sticker, then man, email them. Get your sticker.
I know, man. I'm so lazy though. Like I'm looking at I got my.
But that's the problem.
You literally go through the process of buying all these NFTs. You get them in hand, and you won't even go after the sticker that you were rightfully supposed to get.
Maybe I'll ask Bree. Maybe she'll do it.
Come on, I'm so
lazy.
Bree will do it.
Come on,
Bree will do it. I know that.
She'll do it. Yeah,
Bree will do it, and she'll get extras to sell.
I just don't get why they didn't just mail them to everyone. I said it would have saved them a process. They could have mailed them in a regular envelope. I don't know why the last one was in this huge envelope. They paid $1.70 or $2 to ship it in this giant envelope.
They just needed they needed some tax.
With the Winnie the Pooh.
Why? Why not ship it in a regular stamp?
Maybe they're afraid.
That's actually so that's actually a business decision. So I know, at least I can speak for some of the stuff we've had to ship out in the military. We purposely ship it out in the larger envelopes because there's a decreased chance of it. You can track it, and it's a decreased chance of it getting lost.
But they don't. They say they don't track sticker, and they've sent so many other stickers in another way.
But if they send it in a little envelope, I mean, there's a very high possibility that USPS, it's just going to get stuck on a conveyor belt somewhere or stuck in a truck. Like I feel like they do that on purpose. Even though it costs them $1, it might actually save them $20 in the long run from having to, repeat that process times however many people. So
I'm sorry to hear about your Black Knight. Yeah, I saw your photo of them.
Oh, I don't know if I want to see it.
I will say from now, I always get the Grail, even if I'm not going to put it in the regular stack. If I want to put it in an armor or put it in something else, I'll still get the Grail in a stack, no matter.
You know what? I have not. Have you got any in yet with the stack?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And they do a good job.
I mean, I got the Funko anime ones, and they all came in stacks for free. I got a ton. So they come in the similar box.
I bought them for the turtle Grails. Yeah. Because I like just that option. Super nervous for those. Option.
I wish you could choose a regular protector for the other ones, just because I feel like when they come in, I have to still put them all in protectors and everything like that. Yeah. So I kind of wish they would, but I know that takes some time. But I get the stacks. I mean, $8 for a stack. Even if I'm not going to use that stack, I'll just keep it as a stack for something else, another pop or a Grail or something like that. But yeah, they sent the Pooh stickers out to everyone that bought it. It came in 2 different runs. I bought 2 different things. I noticed one came, and then about a week and a half later, the other one came. It was like really far apart. So it was interesting that how delayed they were for sending the stickers. But they always say we don't track stickers. We don't have tracking for stickers when they go out. They'll just go out. At least
I remember them saying that now. I gotta make myself a note. Actually, I probably should take care of it.
I agree 100% with what Gerald said. You should get the protector with your NFT.
I think a regular protector, yes. I don't think the pop stacks. I don't know.
I'd rather have the regular protector.
If they can include a pop stack with an artist series pop at Walmart.
I know.
I prefer a soft protector though.
No, I would prefer a soft protector
too. You know what I mean? The hard stacks can be a little bit finicky. I get a little bit worried, especially with those black boxes.
Well, the hard stack will also it will crack, it'll shatter if they drop the box.
Right.
Oh yeah. But so that's pretty much, I think, NFT in a nutshell right now. They're shipping out a bunch. We don't know what's coming for 2025 yet.
That, and then they need to sprinkle in another soda or two. And
I don't think that'll happen, John. I really at this point.
Well, if they want to make more money, I think they should.
Oh, I think
if they want to make hella money, you put in a soda that has a chase. So you not only have to get the redeemable for the soda, you don't even know if you're going to get the chase or not. Like that, I'm telling you, like they are, once again, they're leaving money on the table.
Yeah. I will say for the Star Wars, I did get vaulted vinyls for my 6 inches because I had a good sale at one time. In August when they're originally supposed to, like when they originally got them or whatever, or something way back, I feel. And I got a couple pop armors for like the Grails and stuff like that, I think, because I know they won't have protectors for them. So the Star Wars ones, if you want vaulted vinyls or $7 a pop, does 6 inch, or others do it. But the vaulted vinyls, are nicer for the nice 6-inch.
Vaulted vinyl's great, but it's too expensive. They're way.
Oh well, I find them when they're on sale and I get the deal, and then
even when they're on sale, like the sale price is what they should be regular price.
Oh, that's what I mean. It was like 50% off sale almost. Like
I don't know. There's another company that I follow. Maybe you guys have heard of them, but Poppin Duo protectors, man, they're a lot more economically friendly.
The 6-inch.
It's a 6-inch.
If you're gonna get a 6-inch protector, just go to $7 a pop because you can mix and match and add all the different sizes into your order. So collecting on a budget.
Yeah, the ones from I did get the pop armors though for the 6-inch grail.
Yeah, Tech. Right? Was it Tech again? Tech said it would be so sick if Drop collabs with $7 a pop and offered pop armors. He would gladly pay the $10-12 difference. That would be really cool.
Yeah,
that could be something they do. Who knows? $7 a pop, I feel like, is always trying to collab with different people. So
it's sad to hear people are getting 2 of my Headless Specters came broke. They were in hard stacks. Yeah. I think that's the hard thing about
mine up. Now I'm getting nervous hearing about all this.
I know. Let's go open them.
My boxes look great though. I mean, the boxes look like they're in good shape.
I have one that has a little accordion outside, and I'm hoping that's not a grail box. The others look fine. Everything looks good, but this one has a little smash in it.
See, I'm not the only one. Dave's with me. Dave says I would love to see some soda NFTs. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it.
I would love to see it. I've said that since they came out with the 2. But
guys, I'd love to see just like common release.
I want to see some
soda. I'd like to see anything soda related.
You know, it's funny. I like to cruise different whatnot streams like during the day if I've got a minute. I'm sure we've all done it or whatever. And I have seen so many people in every stream, people asking sellers if they have sodas, and then, you know, obviously more specifically, any soda chases for sale. So like there is still a large community out there of collectors who are searching for sodas, and a Funko, like they need to recognize that. And I hope
I get worried the longer though we go without getting like some kind of like release that's a little bit regular, you're gonna get less and less people though that are gonna be excited by it.
Yeah, I think
and that's why at least in 2024, like they had a couple that I feel like when something is important to Funko, they make it a con exclusive. So at least we still had some sodas that were con exclusives for San Diego Comic-Con 2024. Like, remember, like they were trying to make rewinds a thing, and then we were all like, these aren't that great, you know. But Funko, they put rewinds up here. And for San Diego Comic-Con 2023, they released 10 different exclusives. So I feel like whatever product is important to Funko at the time, they make it either a San Diego, New York, or whatever their third con, you know, is. They make it an exclusive.
So I think one of our other big topics from the week is the golden ticket topic. Because we saw someone posted up for sale for $300,000. $300,000
deal.
It was last bought for $210 from Aven. It's the same one, and Aven did come out and put a statement out about it. Interesting little statement here. I'll bring it up. Let's see. So originally it was bought from Grail Monster for $210,000 to San Diego cons, like before San Diego Comic Con go. So almost 2 years ago. It was about a year and a half.
2 years,
like
June
of 23.
Yeah. So, but interesting to see. Let's see. So here we go. Regarding the LE10 Golden Wonka 2-pack, we originally intended to partner with Grail Games, a digital mystery box company, which I'll have a statement about that in a second. Offering immediate results, swap, buyback option, whatever. They're explaining how it works. Unfortunately, Grail Games ceased producing digital games in September 2024. Will not be able to partner with us for the release of the LE10 Wonka 2-pack. We are currently exploring alternative options, including private sales and other direct selling methods. What are other direct, like maybe a big like golden auctions or something like that, direct selling method. Additionally, we are considering the possibility of Aven creating a physical mystery box for release in the future. Make sure to stay tuned for 2025, full of fun with Aven. So Interesting enough, there was another statement also by let's see if I can switch streams here. Switch this tab. There was a statement by Grail Monster because a lot of people started questioning and asking him.
Because that was going to be one of his conditions. Was that not one of his?
It was like, originally but he was told that's what he was selling it to him for. He still made a ton of money off of it, anyways. I think he bought it for
$150.
Something.
I think it was $150
originally. So he made still a good amount, but I have no clue why the golden ticket wasn't put in a mystery box. I have nothing to do with that decision. Sorry. I personally believe there was serious intent and conviction in making it happen. My total speculative guess would be the legal hurdles made it impossible, but this is just a totally guess. Like
legal hurdles.
Well, gambling, stuff like that with the thing. So I just found it interesting. So one thing I will say is I don't get this whole event and mystery and Grail games is separate, because I can tell
Josh,
you
I thought when I seen this, I thought the same thing, because they were event was Grail game.
I can verify that because the first time I bought from Grail Games, it came in a box that shipped in a UPS white box with the label from Aven, from their address where they ship from.
They shipped the stuff out.
Aven stuff in it,
right?
And so it's the same company. I don't know why they're acting, but I know other people might have had a stake in Grail. I think $7 a pop might have had some stake in it. They partnered a lot with Grail Games and other things. I thought also they were coming back. Like they put out a statement that they're taking down the site for a little bit and reworking some things and coming back, but I just don't think it did well. Overall.
I think it didn't. I mean, honestly, I think when they brought that out, it was probably not at a good time. Especially that was kind of like when things were already starting to churn a little bit. And I'll be honest, like, we all like, this is a discussion. I guess we should all just talk. Like we did this. We actually all did it together. I think after one of our PFOs.
No, we did one of them live. We did.
Did we do? Okay, we did one live. I'll be honest. Personal opinion. I never felt good about the way that was all set up. I knew for a fact that certain grails were gone, but it was showing as a top hit still, because I knew people. Like there was people that
I knew personally later on. They did update that later on. They showed. So I think
once I started seeing that, like I was out pretty early on the whole digital thing. And listen, I like mystery boxes. I like the gamble of it, and I'm fine with but it felt a little bit. I didn't like the way it was set up, quite honestly, because full disclosure, they asked us to open some on the channel. I'm pretty sure, and I just personally didn't believe in. I just didn't like the way it was kind of set up. And then to kind of see them position their statement with Grail Game kind of went away. I mean, they were Grail Game. I mean, they were, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I understand. I mean, they
got rid of their stake in it, unless other people took over the stake, and
that could have happened. But again, I mean, really, what is weird? Like, how are they? Did they do this with the intention just to give like popularity, or try to get more people to be interested in Grail Game? Do you know what I'm saying? Did they ever really have an intention? Because how were they going to do that? How many boxes were they going to try to sell? Were you going to sell like 25,000 boxes for $50 each, or like how are you going to ever be able to do that? It just was never going to make sense to put something like that in a mystery box. And
Event owned it, so they would had to. I mean, you would have had to put so much, and so you would have had to have so many boxes and sold them like for so long. Even if you made it affordable at $20 or $30,
it would have taken 4 years to sell out.
Yeah, it would take forever to sell out, but it's also like I feel bad. Hopefully, no one had stole money in also Grail Games, because right now it says, and this is 11 weeks ago, in October 18th. Attention, Grail Gamers, some exciting changes are coming to Grail Game platform over the next several months. In the meantime, we'll be shutting down the site. You'll have until Friday, October 9th to spend your coins. After that, any remaining gems or coins will be redeemed. We'll redeem in a future further announcement to come. Now, is that
really?
coming?
Well, I didn't know that.
Gone? Is it coming back at one point, like in a few months. Like I feel that kind of weird because now events kind of like, oh, they're, you know, it sounds like it ceased to exist.
Yeah,
like,
it sounds like it's over. It sounds like maybe again, we did it on, maybe it was on PFO, and we did it after PFO. That maybe that was that same night. Like I know that I had coins.
No, I remember vividly doing it. I remember putting money into it live, and we witnessed how much of a scam it was.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's listen, scam. I don't know if it was a scam. It just didn't feel fun to me. Well, I mean, listen, you put your money out. You either got it or you liked your pop and you could sell it back, or you could get it shipped. So I don't want to call it a scam because I don't technically. It felt not
so
like
you did get something, or at least I got something live, and I think you did too. But
you
at the end of the day,
something with every purchase, but whether you redeem it or not is the
I use the word scam as in the likelihood and the actual odds that they were promising was not there.
And listen, as far as I'm concerned, what you're saying is fair, because when we did it, and Josh just said they probably fixed it down the road, but when we did it that night and whenever it was, I knew for a fact that whatever grail it was, you know, we could go back. We did it probably is on one of the PFOs. Whatever grail it was pulled by somebody in our community. Like somebody won it in our community, but it was still showing as one of the top hits. So I don't want to necessarily call it a scam, but it doesn't seem like the up and up when that prize is gone. And like I'm still opening boxes for that. Like it should have been taken down or should have been shown off. And that's great that they fixed it down the road, but that like should have been a no-brainer. That didn't feel right to me. Like I wouldn't go as far as calling it a scam, but I definitely wouldn't say that like I was a big fan of just the way it was set up. And you know, again, am I surprised that they didn't put it in a box? Like I'm not upset they didn't. I know a lot of people were upset that they never put it in a box. I never thought they were going to put it in a box. I never thought that. I always thought it was a publicity thing to get people over to Grail Game, because how are they going to make that? If you really think about it, how are they ever going to make that happen? They could have had intentions. Again, I'm not going to speak on somebody's intentions.
I think if it did really well and took off,
that's what I'm saying. That maybe they had the intentions to do that. You know,
I think also the mystery box game started. I think you know, Mr. Grail started reducing their numbers they were selling. They realized
that's what I'm saying. It was all like around that time.
1,500 boxes at the, you know, every run every week. You know, like people are realizing you couldn't sell 1,500 boxes every week. Like it just became not possible to do that through any platform. So they had to, you know, adjust and change. And Mr. Grail has done it. Other people have done it, you know, through that. So I think that was a big part of it as well, is like they had these up. How long are you going to leave this up? And then at some point, if no one buys boxes anymore out of these tokens, like do you have a time when the game kind of shuts off or not? If no one like claims, you know, is the game up for a week and then it's gone, and another one up for a week and then it's gone, or what? And then no one's going to buy after the top hits pulled, maybe, or the top 3 hits are pulled. No one's going to buy a box anymore, you know, if they all know it at that same time. So it came probably a weird situation for them. I don't think also, I mean, I like getting stuff for it, even though you could trade it. Imagine if someone just kept trading in their stuff though and end up getting nothing at the end of the day.
Yeah, Josh, it was me. I never got anything shipped. My coins are gone now. It wasn't super fun for me. Like,
so if you actually never get any product.
Yeah, I spent like 25 bucks. I never got anything.
And again, the house always wins. The house definitely always wins.
Yeah, the house sure won. You know, again, and I'm saying this, it's just full disclosure. I'm saying this kind of in jest. I never got anything because I never redeemed anything. It's not like they were taking advantage of me. I knew what I was doing. I never redeemed anything. But, you know, honestly, I didn't see their post that they were taking. I thought it was still out. Honestly, again, full disclosure, I thought it was still going. I found out that they shut down when this post came out. Like, because I knew I had coins in there still. I didn't realize that they were gone, but yeah, I guess they're gone now. But that's my fault. I'll take responsibility for not paying attention.
I think also, I mean, at that time, Even was a new company, right? Like right at that time, like
it was
during
a new
that
company.
Time, new, like they were doing and Grail Games was coming out right?
Yeah.
Grail games were coming out at that time. It then started selling a lot on other platforms and stuff like that. I'll say that. And then it was that time. That's the time I think they bought it because it got everywhere, right? Like when this is bought, this goes into every news outlet, right? Everything. So it was more spending money on advertising, really.
That's what I'm saying. And that's what I felt. I felt that all along.
That I felt like. Now I thought they were going to throw it in a game during the first opening of it. Like I thought that's how they were going to kick it off. That's how it made it sound like. It's like we're going to kick off this Grail game thing by making it big, like going big with it. But they never did that, which I think might have actually helped them. Something crazy like that, and like people going after it, and like people, it's kind of like when the lottery's at 1 million, people will play if they're weekly players and stuff like that. Lottery hits almost a billion.
Hit $1 billion before
everyone's going to go.
I don't have time for these millions. It's got to be $1 billion. You know what I'm saying?
Got to be near $1
billion.
billion.
$1 billion, I'll spend $10.
So the only thing I'll say in regards to this is I think they kind of just confirmed what we all thought about them, and I would never buy anything from them. And I would encourage everyone else.
I feel like I feel like a lot of people feel that way because I've seen the comments over the last, and again, personally, it doesn't bother. Like I always looked at it kind of as a ploy, and what Josh just said, I think it was more of like a advertisement type thing, or bring publicity to themselves.
Yeah, this is a media thing.
Yeah, I never expected that thing to go in a box at any point in time. So like I'm not upset by that. There's a lot of other questionable things that we can be upset about. I mean, maybe that's where we should focus.
There's some other things that were happening.
This one. Yeah, this one didn't bother me.
Hey, they're trying to sell it. What they said they were going to throw it in the box, they didn't. I mean, I could go buy a Grail from Vince and say, I'm thinking about throwing your whatever in this box. Or John, hey, I want to buy one of your, expensive Freddies. John, I'll help you with your renovations. Will you sell me your Freddy? I want to throw it in a big box. And then at the end of the day, I could be like, I don't feel like it's the right time to sell that box.
Keep it, John, burn it. I don't care what you do.
You bought it.
But we also have to address like the company shadiness aside and the level of their business dealings. You have to also recognize that this is not just a pop. This is a 1 of 10 item that has a COA. Like this is a highly rare item that you could not buy. There's very few of these in the world. Like this is not something, and this is where like as a collector, I'm very sad to see this. Like this should never have been purchased by from Grail Monster by a vend, because we all knew at the end of the day, whether their intention was to put it in a mystery box or whether their intention was to just hold it for a year or 2 years and then just sell it to another collector for double the money, because, just allowing it to inflate in price and just appreciate over time and just cash in on that. That's really sad to see, because this is something that should be cherished by a very high-end collector, somebody who's going to appreciate its value, someone who's going to protect it and preserve it. Because when you look at this item, you realize that this is a piece of Funko history. This is not something that should be just swapped hands every single week, on XYZ selling platform, from Joe Schmo to Sally to Mike to Betty. Like that's just not how it should be. And I knew immediately from when they purchased it, whatever their intentions were, it was going to be moved. They were not going to say, hey, we're preserving this, we're going to put this in a special case, and this is going to be like something that's going to be like a treasure of our company, and we're all going to look up to it, and we're going to use this to remember like how awesome Funko is and the really special collectibles that they create. No, they bought it with the intention of selling it at some point, whether it was to rip off the general population like us or to sell it. Yeah, they were going to make profit off of it one way or another. And
I mean, they could have said, we want to sell this. We're gonna. 300,000 is a pretty big jump from 210 as well too. So I don't know if it was just to get attention out there about selling it or what. But that's a big jump. That's a really big jump for a market right now that isn't, I think, right for a big jump like that for a collectible like that. Also, if you're going to do something like that, go to someone like Golden Collectibles or something like a big pop culture one. They could put it on their Netflix show. Like, you could have made a really, like, if they were smart about that and played it right, that would have probably been a better way to go about something like that.
Maybe they'll see if they're going to get any takers at 300, and then they'll do all that other stuff after.
Maybe. I mean, or maybe they'll drop a box, but I mean, a physical box on that.
No, there's no way. Listen,
you can't sell that many boxes.
We're way past that. Unfortunately, with listen, I see how it is with the mystery boxes now. Even with that, you will not get enough people. I seen it earlier. I can't remember. You'd have to sell 600 boxes at $500 each. Like, it's not doable. Especially, you're gonna have to fill. People aren't going to take $500.
6,000.
You know what? There's actually a decent amount of people that probably would just throw.
I think you'd be surprised how many people would actually partake in it. But
I think $50 somewhere around.
And then
that,
if you're, it depends. Maybe it does come into if you're not guaranteed anything back, is it gambling? I don't know how that works.
You have to have
out
something back, or it's going to be and
they'll send you a Kylo Ren.
Based on how much it is, too, it could be also a lot stricter, because if it comes into play, like
there's
who's going to certify who got it and all that kind of like what's going on with it, how it goes out. It could get a lot more complicated. People could do a lawsuit around it, like all kinds of craziness happen. What was the one where the guy was promised a jet from like Pepsi or something?
Pepsi
or something if he had.
Yeah.
And they didn't give him his fighter jet.
You're right.
Well, let's take a break from talking about losers in this community, and let's talk about somebody who's pretty awesome. Mason just walked in. What's that, Pop? Sorry, Vince. Sorry, Vince. We actually we got good news for you guys. Mason is actually going to be joining us next week for PopFourceOne, so pretty excited.
I'm excited. I'm excited for that because I wasn't here last time Mason was here.
That's right. Yeah.
We're actually going to disconnect your internet, so you won't be able to make
son
it.
Son of a gun. You know what? Wouldn't that be something?
No, but it's going to be awesome. So looking forward to having you on, Mason.
Yeah.
And Josh, I saw you put up a poll at the beginning of the stream.
Yeah, I wanted to see what people were thinking about. So if you haven't entered that poll, what are you going to spend your money on in 2025? Is it going to be Funko Pops, Funko Sodas, Loungefly, or other collectibles? Like, where are your money going?
What's everybody doing? Are we? You know what? I just put a picture up today. If you guys look at my Instagram post today, I got a Mondo poster, my first Mondo poster. Which I'll be honest, I might pick up a couple more.
They're nice. They're nice.
They are super nice. But I put the comic book covers next to it. Holy crap, they look good. And like, believe it or not, like I'm gonna pick up a couple of comic book covers, which I never thought I'd pick up any of those. Cool. But I got like one portion of one wall that if they come up, and I'm gonna be very selective because I only can get a couple of them. But I'm like really appreciating the like now it's starting to make sense to me. Like the comic book covers, I like it opened up a whole new thing for me. I love that little section I have over here now.
They're pretty sweet, especially since most of them have an exclusive pop that you can't buy. Like you can't buy that mold of that pop on its own,
and
which is kind of cool.
They display, I mean, if you got to have the space, you got to have the wall space for it, but they display actually super nice. You just put a couple of the command strips on the back and super easy to pull off if I don't like it. But yeah, I love that Mondo poster. I'll be honest, I will probably try to pick up at least one more of those this year. And I'm going to probably hunt down, I want to finish a couple lines this year as well.
All right.
I'm right with Dan. Dan says I'll buy more sodas if they make more sodas. I'm all about
I will too.
I think I closed out the poll just to see where we're at. I figured almost 49% people said Funko Pops, which I figured.
Okay, good.
29% said other collectibles. So they're going to spend more money in 2025 on other collectibles other than Funko Pop. Could be Legos, could be designer toys, could be Black Series figures,
I'd like
whatever.
to hear of the other collectible of the people in the chat who said other collectibles.
Yeah,
what other collectibles are you referring to? Because I actually think that in today's day and age, it's actually healthier as a collector to collect multiple things, because it allows you to keep yourself in a more positive state of mental health. Because if you only focus on one company, when that company makes a bad decision, you're going to be upset and you're going to get down on yourself. Whereas if you collect multiple items from different companies, then, you know, if a company makes a bad decision where you're like, you know, Funko's not making a lot of sodas right now, you know what, I'm going to go buy a couple more Lego sets, or I'm going to go buy a couple more designer toys, you know, vice versa.
Oh, God. I think also a lot of people also have that, like, I like, you know, if you like something in particular, like Goonies, you like Batman, you like, you know, you like just Beta Ray Bill, you like one thing, you can then go after just everything for that one. And I've seen so many great displays with people going after, I love this thing, so I'm going to get everything around it. It won't be just Funko Pops. It'll be whatever other things I can find, posters, you know, things, Mondo stuff. Maybe go and find a Lego set. Maybe go find some other things. So I think that's always a good way to go about it too.
Yeah, you know, honestly, to kind of piggyback on that, I mean, like, even with the Funko stuff, like, there's certain aspects of our collection that we've probably weeded a lot out of, but then we've built up other portions of that. So, like, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff, like, for me, I've got a lot more over the last, like, 12 months of different things. Like, I've got a couple, you know, like I got a fig pin, and, you know, like, kind of what you were saying, Jess, like, a little bit more spread out with that. Got rid of a lot of my Batmans last year. Got rid of a lot of like my Spider-Man stuff. But then something else kind of picks up. So it can still, you know, you can still be a fan of all these different genres. You don't have to, like, you can ebb and flow. Like, take a little bit of a break from your Funko stuff and go into something else, and then you can always come back. I think it's always good to, you know, you don't have to sell your whole collection. You know what I mean? You don't have to proclaim anything or get out of it. Like, just let it kind of, you know, like with the mental state, like you said, John, it can get overwhelming at times if you just, maybe you said it, Jess. Now I don't even remember who said it, but it can get overwhelming at times if, you know, if you're only collecting one thing. I think it's good to kind of mix it up a little bit.
Well, I see a lot of people in the chat saying Lego, which is great. I appreciate that. And that's one of the things I kind of want to incorporate a little bit more into PFO this year is I want to cover a lot of the Lego news and announcements and talk about that stuff, because like Dave just said, you know, John, comparatively, do you spend more on Lego than Funko? Lego. In the past few years, yes, we have spent not even comparatively. It's not a comparison. It's just, it's a simple fact when it comes down to Lego, especially from a Star Wars perspective. Like, Funko has been losing a lot of my money over the last few years because they're just not making the Star Wars characters. They're not making the prequels characters. They're not making the clone troopers. They're not making the vehicles or the rides that I particularly want to see. I love the original trilogy, just like the next guy. But at the same time, I didn't grow up with the original trilogy. And Lego realized that. Lego, a couple years ago, I would say within the last 5 to 8 years, they realized how much of demand there is for the Clone Wars / prequel trilogy / Rebels
hard in that
areas of the timeline, and they've been getting my money, and they make some expensive stuff, and most stuff Joanne and I have to really sit down and we have to budget like crazy, and it stinks. You know, and if here's the thing though, the reason that I would encourage anybody out there to collect what you want to collect, because if you don't buy a Funko Pop, and I think this is going to be very relevant here in 2025, if you decide to go buy a Lego set or buy a designer toy, or Evelyn, man, you're a baller buying Hot Toys. I give you.
I don't know Lego sets anymore are just as much as Hot Toys. What are you talking about?
At least you go to the store, you can buy that Lego set. Hot Toy, you're buying the Hot Toy, you'll see it in 2 years. So, yeah. Anyway, we are all consumers at the end of the day. These are all businesses, right? If you take your hard-earned money and you don't buy that Funko Pop, or, you know, Funko puts out some new exclusives for San Diego Comic-Con, you're like, you know what? I'm going to go buy Tiny Ghost. That's what we did for New York Comic-Con. We were, I think, more excited for the Tiny Ghost than for most of the exclusives. That is going to force Funko to take losses. And then they got to sit down with their creative team and they're going to be like, guys, we are not getting it done. This is not working. What do we have to do to get people to go, you know what? That Lego set is great, but that Lego set is $250. I have to get this pop. It's dropping tomorrow and it's going to be 15. It's about money. And I mean, for us, it's about passion, but for these businesses, it's about money. But when you choose to not buy from this company and another company is getting your money, and it's the same thing. I mean, I could talk Lego all day. Lego has had a lot of struggles and they're going through a lot of struggles right now. And they're dropping massive sets and they'll always have a huge following and demand for what they put out. But they're losing a lot of the people that have minimal collecting budgets. And there's a lot of people who are actually leaving Lego because they just can't keep up. They're getting very overwhelmed. So they're looking for more affordable alternative collectibles to get. So every collectible company has issues that they're dealing with. You have to decide what makes you happy within your budget.
Yeah, and honestly, I think that changes. So Riley asked a good question. He asked if John was going to shift his passion is more to Lego. Honestly, Riley, John's passion was split for years now. You guys don't I've seen.
You guys have no idea.
I've seen a lot. You have no clue. And on top of that though, John, it's a good point of it's where you're at in your, I always say the collecting journey. I love using that terminology, the collecting journey. Where you're at, there are certain things that is not going to excite you that is going to excite somebody that just got into collecting Funko. But Lego is the same thing for me. We got a crap ton of sets. If you've seen how much Lego we have, Bree builds the Legos. I don't sit down and usually she builds my stuff for me half the time. Not because I love it. I just don't find the time to do it. She can do that with her Lego sets and she's got them displayed in her office, which we'll have to show at some point. But with that being said, I like the little Lego sets. I buy all the battle packs. I have them all built and put over by my Funko stuff, but I don't want to buy the $500 sets because I'm not there with my Lego stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's also a very big issue for Lego collectors is space. I mean, we
as
Funko Pop collectors, we are very lucky in the fact that on this shelf right here, I can fit what is this, 12, and I can fit 2 layers. I could put 24 pops right here. There are some Lego sets that are going to cost you $400 or $500 and will barely fit one on this shelf. So that's where you have to decide as a collector, you got to figure out your budget. You got to figure out your space limitations. You got to figure out your passion. I mean, and that's why collecting, and I agree with you, Vince, the term collecting journey is really what it is. And you got to determine where you at in your journey. But I will say though, I think Lego does offer a nice variety of sizes and price points for everybody who wants to get into it. Sure. And BrickHeads, I mean, I still think, and I stand by this, I think it's a testament to how much of, I talk about how companies and people buying from certain companies, Lego sat down and they came up with BrickHeads. And I am 1000% certain that if the original design for a BrickHead was not to compete with the Funko Pop, but the fact that they have upped the amount of BrickHeads that they released every single year isn't because of Funko Pop collectors. It is because they put out a $10 product, $10 to $20.
That's what I was going to say. They're less than a Funko Pop.
Directly competes with the Funko Pop. So for every BrickHead you are technically buying for your collection, that's one less Funko Pop, and vice versa. For every Funko Pop you're buying, that's technically one less BrickHead that Lego is selling. So there's a nice bridge there though if you want to collect both, and I think small sets are great, especially for people that don't have a lot of time, but if you want that little stress reliever after work or in between shifts or whatever, BrickHeads are great. Speed Champions, city sets, I mean the battle packs, like you said, Vince, smaller sets are awesome.
Well, I'd like to Lego to take a book out of, or a page out of Funko's book and re-release the Boba Fett BrickHead, please. Because I don't want to have to pay $75 for it.
I would.
So they could just do that, do what Funko did.
But it's funny that you say that because one of our biggest complaints in the Funko community, right, is when Funko re-releases something that's very similar to the old version. Well, Lego's been doing the same thing. I mean,
I'm waiting for that day.
They slowly come out with sets that they've already made. Some of you guys some of you guys have probably heard they're coming out with $1,000 UCS Lego Death Star. Yep. That is not a coincidence, by the way. That is 100% not a coincidence. That is, they are looking at the secondary market. And if you look at the 2008 and I forget whatever the other year, the other UCS Death Star came out, 2015, I think, those sets go for thousands of dollars. And if people are willing to pay $1,000 to $2,000, depending if it's open, used, or sealed on the secondary market, well, guess what? Then they should be comfortable with walking into the Lego store and dropping down 1G for a brand new one sitting on the shelf, sealed, you know? Oh, Mason, we're going to talk about that next week. You are definitely screwed.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
I mean, I think it'll be fun. I think it's hard, like you said, with Lego sets, because we have so many that were not built, and I know you do too, John, and like so many things that you wish you could build, or you wish you had, but also the time to build it. Like our friend was building the Coliseum, and I think she just gave up on it. I feel like she was like, all right, I'm tired of like having to move this thing around and find a place for it as you're building it too. And like Coliseum is literally like 4 different Lego sets pretty much to build it. It's like insane. We have that one in storage, and we're just gonna probably just keep it in storage till we find a good place to build it and a good part of where to put it or whatever. But I think those kind of things, as collecting goes in any form or fashion, though, sometimes you can go after, like we talked about, like Hot Toys, or Mondo has some great figures, some amazing figures as well too. And if you're just collecting those, you might just buy one every couple months or something like that.
$500 for some of those.
Yeah. So it's just different kind of collectors and what you into and what you like. I think the hardest part for a lot of collectors is figuring out what to weed down too. Like what to me, it's like what to let go, what to say. Okay, I had this. I want to move it on to someone else that'll love it, or someone else that wants this, or I want money for this other thing I want, or this project I'm doing, or whatever else you're doing. I think that's sometimes a hard part as well as collecting, because there's so many things that have like, oh, will I ever find this again or not? And do I want to, all kinds of things with that.
That's,
so I think,
what though, that's the part that makes it fun. And that's like the Funko part of it, that is what makes it, it makes it accessible to just about everybody. Like, I've said it a bunch of times. Like, I had so much fun, like, collecting every single Batman. Like, I have like 40 different Batmans at one point, maybe 50. But like at some point it was like, okay, this is taking up too big. Like, I got too many other things I want, and then you change that and you weed that stuff out. Like, some, we've got other stuff that we collect. It doesn't mean that we're less passionate about, obviously, I mean, look at the back wall over here. Like, we'll keep buying stuff. We'll collect the stuff that we like and then move other stuff out. But yeah, I'm not, we'll pick up, I would say our secondary collection is probably Lego. I mean, we've got the Disney castle. We've had that here for like 3 years. Like,
did you guys ever build
we bought it while we were at Disney. We had to bring it home. Like, we had to leave clothes there basically so we could get the castle home. We've had it here for like 3 years, and I know you guys got a ton of set. I mean, we got a ton of other things that we still got to put together too. But I think it's good. I think it's good to kind of move in and out, and I think it's okay. It doesn't mean that you're, as long as you still have that passion for collecting, you're always going to kind of ebb and flow and come and go type of thing. Between
and that's the cool thing at the end of the day. Like, that's what we're all united by. I unfortunately still see some hostility between communities where people are like, oh, we're over here, stay over there. Like, at the end of the day, we're all collectors. So whatever you collect, if you enjoy it, like, we're all bonded by, I think it's a gene. I really do think it's a gene that we all have where it compels us to physically express our passions by buying this stuff. It literally makes us happy. Just like some people are happy eating food, going around to different restaurants. Some people are happy traveling. Like, some people are happy, always snowboarding. Like, there's just certain things in life. And if this makes you happy, like, go for it. Like, collect it within your budget. Like, don't go crazy and everything. But Dave, 100%. That is the plan. We will be transforming our entire garage. Once we finish the renovations down here and we finish the Funko studio, we will be then working on the Lego studio, which is something that we've been planning for this for the last 5 years, and we knew it was going to be a massive financial undertaking, but we're I would say we're like 40% there, and we're basically dedicating 3,000 plus the square footage down here. I mean, we're dedicating like a good 4,500 square feet of our lives that we own to just collecting. So yes, we have issues. It is what it is.
So, and the biggest fear of any Lego collector is having a shelf they have collapse with all their big Lego sets on it. Yeah. I think I recently saw a picture of that. Like someone recently had one.
Yeah, I dropped a couple minifigs and I was sad.
So bad. They're like, we recovered the Coliseum, but the other ones we have not recovered yet, and played doctor to it, fix them. Some craziness of it. Anything else you guys saw this week that seemed really exciting? I think this, we really didn't see a ton. We saw a couple things drop on like the Funko shop and some other things like that, but like I think because it's a new year, it's kind of like you're gonna start getting into it. I think there was like a SpongeBob 5-pack that had, or 4-pack that happened. Like you're getting like,
yeah, I think that was a repackage though. No,
yeah, like repack stuff like that. We started seeing a couple more like pre-order type things that are coming. I think that's interesting as Funko in 2025. I'm wondering how many of their pops are going to be pre-orders. We also saw a Funko Shop one that dropped with a case. So you had the
you know what? I picked that up.
So interesting enough, like I wonder why they decided to make you buy.
Maybe they have like a ton of hard stacks left over, and they're just like, honestly, it's like a $5 hard stack. So,
like we bought all these, we thought more people would be buying them on drop, but they're not. So we're putting them here. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta imagine it's maybe listen. At the end of the day, if they're paying, let's say they're paying $1 for these, why not sell them for $5 and make people like? Here's a great example. Like I want to get this. I would like to get it for retail. I don't want to have to, just in case it does sell out at some point. So I pick one up. I have to buy the hard stack, which you know what, $5. Like I'm getting a deal.
Yeah,
they're probably making a couple extra dollars.
Probably. They probably want $18 for this pop now.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying though. So like they're making money on the hard stack regardless. I'm feeling like it's not a horrible deal paying an extra $5. So like it's a win-win for them and kind of win-win for me. Like I'm okay with having an extra hard stack.
Yeah, it's really interesting though. I wonder if they're going to do that more or just happen to do it.
Yeah, I bet you they will, because I think these ones like One Piece, like if you got ones that they know they're going to sell, like if they do this with the Scarlet Spider, or was it the Scarlet Spider that dropped last week? I can't remember. One of the Spider-Man pops that dropped last week. They do it with that. People are like, no, I'm not paying $20 for, this pop. But like you could kind of justify it with this. And I think that's what they're doing. They're just making a couple extra bucks. And, I mean, I get it. And I'm okay with it. So
do you think they missed the chance of like, I'm really surprised how many One Piece they have that come out with chases. I'm surprised they didn't add a chase to this somehow.
I feel like they shouldn't do that though. I'm
glad that they do it a lot. That's why I was do it a lot. Funko Shop ones, especially.
And I don't think that
it helps them sell. That's like someone said that they showed 17,000 still might be in stock. Like, at what point are they all already in protectors too? Like, is that how they're going to sell them no matter what? Or at what point do they not sell them with the protector and it's cheaper? Or, it'll be interesting to see if they stick around when a sale comes, because I'm sure, some point they'll have another sale of some type.
Yeah, let's say they're still there. Do they make you not buy the protector then? I could see that happening. Would I be surprised? Nope.
Or are they all packed in a protector like art series was and wrapped and, already sent out like that.
I bet
like
you they're not.
Factory.
I bet you they're not.
I was the weirdest.
When are we getting the second season of One Piece?
I think it was supposed to be like, is it 2026 or is it this summer? I don't.
You can just watch the 500 other episodes if you want.
No, I know, yeah, but I'm talking about the live action season 2, right?
Live action was good.
Because I feel like a lot of companies are announcing One Piece stuff for this year. It would make sense if the second season was coming out this year. So,
I feel like a bunch was announced today. I feel like there was a lot of drops today. I don't know if there's anything in particular that you guys want to shout out.
Well, I was gonna say, Vince, aren't you excited for the? There's a new Motu pop coming for Target Con, or no? Not feeling it.
Yeah, well, it was from.
There's a couple new. Motu
there's
pops,
3.
right?
I think there was
4.
So I think there was three new ones that they announced. Is it 4? Oh, with Hordak too. Like, listen, Shira the Princess of Power. I'm not saying that I didn't like it, and I'm not saying I didn't watch it because I think it came on after He-Man or after Motu. But like, I don't think I'm gonna collect these personally.
That sticker looks awesome though. Like,
the sticker, hey, listen, the pops look awesome. That Hordak, like, that's only our second. We only have the original Hordak. Like, if you don't have Hordak, and like, you kind of need that guy. So these are good, but I don't think I'm gonna get the Princess of Power ones. And I don't know if I want to go down that whole road.
Yeah,
because they just announced that we're gonna get some Transformer pops next week, and if you guys look at this wall that's back here right now. Basically, that section over there is Motu, and those are all Motu sodas. But my Transformers are in this section here. And as you could see, I have no spots open. So something's going to have to give. And then I have my Futurama set over here, which you guys will get a full tour sometime early this month. But something's going to have to move out because I'm starting to get double stacked over there too. And they're announcing more Transformers, like I said. So I think Princess of Power is not going to be in my collection. Not because I hate it. It's honestly because I don't have room for it.
I was actually talking about something else. I was talking about the Target Con leaks. They're coming out with a Gray Skull. Isn't Gray Skull Motu?
Excuse me, John?
Yeah,
I didn't see this. Where did you see this at?
One.
Saw it circling around the...
You on the dark web or something? Because I didn't see this.
It's not like an official announcement, but I mean,
Are you talking? Oh, I know what you're. No, you're talking. Listen, I'm not doing that either. You're talking the Shredder. I know what you're talking. You're talking about Shredder, and it's the Gray Skull Shredder.
There's 3 pops that were apparently leaked.
It's a mashup between Masters of the Universe and TMNT.
And this mashup. Yeah.
Listen, I can't handle any more mashups. I'm mashupped out. I've got the mashup of the Power Rangers and TMNT.
Rangers. Okay.
Because and I understand they did this with I think they did this with action figures too. I think Hasbro. Am I right? Maybe I'm making this up, but I feel like they have regular like figures like this too. And they're doing this with the pops. I think they already had a couple, but no, I'm not. Again, on my collecting journey, I love Motu, I love TMNT, but I don't love them together. Do you know what I'm saying?
Fair enough.
Like I like pizza, and I like peanut butter, but I'm not putting peanut butter on my pizza. Is all I'm saying.
I'd be worried if you were. Somebody mentioned the new Oracle said the new Infinity Saga pops. I'm actually very excited for 2 of them. I really need that Peggy Carter, and we're getting the first standalone Whiplash.
Yeah, I have a Whiplash on display. The only other one came in the Moment, which was a collector core box, I believe. But I like that Mark. Was that the Mark V? It's a Mark V, right? Man, there's no way I'm going to read that.
Mark V, yeah.
Yeah, it's a Mark V, yeah.
Yeah, I will pick Mark V. I'll pick up because I love that they do. I want as many Iron Man suits as possible, so I will pick up the Mark V. The Whiplash I probably won't pick up because I literally he's in my Iron Man display up here. So and I love the way they did that one, but it's cool that you're able to get to get them as a standalone pop.
I really like the cap too, so I'll probably just get the Iron Man too. I'll probably get this whole set.
I'm not getting Peggy. I mean, listen, I love Peggy, but
don't discriminate against Peggy.
I love Peggy. I don't love People Pops. I don't. If she's Captain Britain, is that what they call
Captain
it?
Carter. Captain Britain is somebody else.
Captain Carter.
Captain Carter.
Can probably get down with that, but Peggy, I'm sorry.
That hurts.
I don't have room for Peggy. Where am I going to put Peggy? She going to sit on Venom's?
But you got room for every single Iron Man set. That sounds pretty sexist.
Yeah, you're right. It does,
you got every single. You got Iron Man Mark 1.
Didn't she go in the Hydra Stomper?
Something. You got to pick one thing to go after.
On the Hydra Stomper as Captain Carter, though, not as Peggy. Dude,
well, I don't listen. I only got the Hydra Stomper by itself. I don't have the one that
Carter appeared for 5 minutes in an alternate universe, and she made the cut. Whatever. It's done by the same actress, so it is what it is.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able. I do. She's what a great character, but. Now I feel bad.
I'm right there with
I'll get Peggy too. I don't know where I'm going to put her, but
I'm right there with you as far as I need every single Iron Man suit, every single Spider-Man suit, and I'm starting to collect. Well, I know you're probably not going to be doing this, but I want to get all the Batmans. I want to get as many Batmans as I can. Not all of them, but I do like all the different Batman suits.
I did that. Now I'm not doing that again for a while.
Yeah, that's a tough road when they do anniversary ones too.
But I like more like the comic, or not comic, but like you know how Funko has done some unique Batman suits that like they don't come from anywhere. Like they just made them up. Like
you like made up ones.
So they come probably from a comic book somewhere.
Or it's like a derivative of like something that wasn't. But do you know they probably are calling it something different? You know, like Spider-Man is tough. Yeah, Spider-Man is tough.
Spider-Man. I mean, there's always like Deadpool too. If you want to go.
Yeah.
I feel like this year is actually going to be the year of Superman. I feel like that Superman movie is going to be good, and a lot of people are going to be looking for Superman pops. I've already gotten like 15 different offers for my crypto. No, my crypto is not for sale. So.
Yeah, crypto is going to be a hot one. You know, we actually, you know, I said that actually, if you watch our video today, we pulled it. Listen, you can watch it if you want. I won't tell you which one, but we pulled a Superman pop, and I'll be honest, I don't remember the last time we pulled a Superman pop. Like Superman pops don't come up.
They don't.
Like legit. Like I don't remember. Like it. I don't know if we pulled a Superman in 2023 or 20. I'm sorry, 2024. Are we in 2025? Where are we right now? Where am I?
We're in 25. Welcome.
24. I don't think that we pulled a Superman pop in 2024.
So speaking of, we have a pre-order one as well too. We talked about pre-orders. I think we'll see more pre-orders in 2025. I'm guessing. As we've seen some come out.
If they want to make these fun, put the count that they make.
Yeah, I think it would be kind of cool if they did that. It's interesting that how they only did this at $15 too. They're not including a stack. Like they're not trying to upsell you. I'm surprised they're not. Like I feel like some of the other pre-orders were like more money.
And wasn't the Rock 20?
Yeah, it felt like a lot of them were like $20 instead, and they all didn't come with stacks because. Some of the stuff, but $15. I think a lot of people will go after this. So if you're interested in it, you only have to what date? This Monday at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time to buy this pre-order it by. So if you want the John Cena farewell one, I think this will probably be. I love that it has the new sticker, though, the new type of sticker, the QR code one too. They're showing it. So it's kind of cool that
we won't get the count on it then. But hey,
probably not.
I'd rather have it sticker because the other, like I got the Kelsey one, I got the Rock one.
How they're doing this though, they could put the count on when you scan the sticker. It could show you the count.
Do that. That's a good idea.
That would be awesome. I think that would be the way to go. Just like you verify if you verify a autograph, you see who it is, where it was verified from, all those kind of things. I think that would be kind of cool.
I would like that.
Yeah, Riley, I'm right there with you. Fantastic Four pops, Lego sets, bring it on. I'm excited for Fantastic Four. I think it's going to be a good year for Marvel.
I'm hoping so. I'm ready for some. We've gone to the movies a couple times over the last like month or two here, and I'm ready to like, you know what I mean? Like it felt like it has not been exciting to go see anything. I'm hoping that we do have a good year for Marvel.
Yeah, and if if the Superman movie can do well, also, I mean, I'm
looking forward to Superman. I hate that it's already getting bashed a little bit, is what I see. Is it just negative people trying to be negative?
Yeah, with everything now, like anytime. Yeah, Thunderbolts. I'm super excited for Thunderbolts. I feel like that's going to be like the sleeper movie that people are going to want more of.
I hope so.
Especially like for just based on the trailer, like it's going to be different from Suicide Squad, and I hope the execution is good. Like if what we saw in the trailer is what we're going to get more of, like, how sometimes with superhero movies, like they give us a little taste of the trailer and then you go to the movies and it's like most of the movie wasn't based off of those few scenes. Like it wasn't a good representation of the movie. The way the characters were bickering at each other and like making fun of each other, like how Florence Pugh's character Yelena was like making fun of what's his face, U.S. agent, for only being Captain America for like 5 minutes. Like just that little stuff, like that's just like genius. Like that's because that's what we're thinking in our heads as like we're sitting there like, why do I care about this character? And then when you have another character in the movie saying exactly what we're thinking about what's going on, like that's perfect.
I'm in the Batcave. That's why I have that dramatic lighting on me right now too. Stephanie office tour. Does this count?
It's
Dude,
coming.
Wayne,
it's coming.
People are calling for what's going on with Daredevil. We're supposed to be getting this show in like 2 months. No trailer, no leaked image. I think it's good.
Daredevil. We got Spider-Man the animated. Is supposed to be. Is it the end of this month?
End of this month, yeah, January.
I'm looking forward to that. I seen people talking crap about that too.
But animated Spider-Man stuff. So
I think that looks good. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to. We didn't even say anything about Captain America, and that's.
I am beyond excited for Captain America. I am cautiously optimistic because of the amount of reshoots that they've apparently had to do. Yeah. But I hope that unfortunately with these big blockbuster Marvel movies, they are leading to something again. And not just like all these like scatterbrained stories
that make
like
no
that was
sense
that was ultimately the beauty of phases 1 through 3. Like they were all surrounding the Infinity Stones. They were all building up to fighting Thanos. I don't think you can really do that again, like unless they're all building up to fight Galactus or something. But I want to see like a good story within the movie. And also have it connect to the overarching picture, which is not easy to do. And I think that's the problem with Marvel. Like people are they have the expectations up here because of phases 1 through 3. Phase 4 did not deliver. So I'm hoping that now that we're in phase 5, things will be better. But I am a little nervous about Captain America because there's a lot of big characters. It's not just Cap and Red Hulk. There's also going to be, what's the guy from the old Incredible Hulk movie they're bringing back? I forget his name, but they're bringing him back.
Right?
Yeah, and then Giancarlo Esposito's character is going to have a role. I mean, they're leading up to Secret Wars, yes, but I'm nervous that they're going to be
the leader. I want to say the brain.
They're leading up to Secret Wars and Doctor Doom and everything, but I'm hoping that like it's not all just about that. Like there's still a conflict within the movie. And that's where I think phase 4 struggled a little bit because they were just all over the place. They had the Skrull invasion. They had all the multiverse stuff. Like
the shows. All the TV shows started to dilute stuff too much, and the other thing that's kind of bad, like Secret Wars is such a great storyline. It feels like we're going to rush to get to Secret Wars.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
What I'm
where we had 10 years to build to the Infinity Saga. Where now we're going to rush to Secret Wars, which is like one of the best stories of Marvel. And it's, I don't know, like I'm looking forward to, the mutant saga after that. I think that can be great. Yeah. I think that might be the time, Fantastic Four should, I'm just so worried because they've done this like multiple times. And I think everybody feels kind of the same way. Hopefully Fantastic Four is good. Forget like Captain America and that kind of like I'm not saying forget it. I just think at this point they're just going to have to get that done and kind of get past that. I think that they really have to hit a home run with Fantastic Four and then going into Secret Wars. I think that's more critical because I think at this point we're gonna get what we're gonna get. Hopefully, it's mildly entertaining with Captain America, because I think that's I just don't have super high hopes.
I actually hope. I mean, maybe this sounds messed up, and I know it won't happen. But I was kind of hoping, in a weird way, that Sam Wilson wouldn't survive, and then like it would kind of open up the door for Bucky to step up as Captain America. Okay, so
I hear that floating around.
Think about it, but think about it though. As much as I think Sam is awesome, in the world we have, like, he doesn't have any superpowers. Like, he's a dude with the jetpack, the wings, and the shield, which is great. And I think he could put up a decent fight going up against Red Hulk. But can he really compete going up against Doctor Doom and like Avengers level threats? Like, I'm sorry, no. He doesn't have the serum. He's not Steve Rogers. He's Sam Wilson, which is great. But I really think that it would be very impactful into the MCU moving forward, because we did have certain deaths moving forward throughout phases 1 through 3 that were meaningful. Like, let's not forget what happened to Agent Coulson in the first Avengers movie. Like, that death was significant. Yes, they kind of brought him back and they revived him in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show, and that was kind of weird. But there's still been certain deaths that had meaning, and I think they've already announced, which is kind of a problem for me, in Fantastic Four, no one's going to die. Which kind of makes sense because all these characters are like brand new. Sue Storm, Reed Richards, and everything. You can't kill
off the Fantastic Four before they even
so they can't get rid of any of those characters. No. They're too critical moving forward. So, and Thunderbolts, like, I don't know, like Thunderbolts, they already said like 1 or 2 characters are going to die off, but some of those characters I think provide comedic relief, and they provide a different.
Putting spoiler alerts when you start saying that.
John, I don't know. I'm just reading and following just like everybody else is. I don't have any secret
knowledge. I don't know if that's common knowledge that 2 or 3 of the from whatchamacall are going to die. I don't know if that's
well, Kevin Feige came out and said it in the Marvel Quarterly Report.
Well, he's an awful producer, huh?
Well, that's the problem. Like, the expectations are so high for Marvel that I think that's the problem now. They have to map out everything to a T. Whereas, not to say that they weren't mapping things out before, but they were mapping things out before, like, privately. Now I feel like they have to map things out publicly because the expectations are so high. What is that?
Look at Bucky there.
I see a Captain America that looks like this as a Funko Pop. How about that? Here's one we haven't seen yet from the comics.
We never got Isaiah Bradley as a Funko Pop, and I would love that.
That'd be a good one.
It'll be interesting as we go along. Through the Marvel universe and what's all coming out. And then like things like Squid Games have come out. How will that do? How has that reaction been?
It's really surged the NFT pops I've seen.
Yeah. I think people are people probably are just finding out that they had NFT Squid Games pops.
Yeah.
Too. Like,
yeah,
I think a lot of people don't even know that NFT pops exist, that are just regular collectors. They don't see them in stores ever, unless you happen to see it at a Funko show or a shop or something that has it. You probably don't even know they exist, some of them. And then you're like, oh, they made that pop as a 2,000 piece or a 1,200 piece or whatever it is. I think there's a lot of good ones. So.
Virginia, yes, I have a problem. I've always loved superheroes. I remember the first superhero movie I saw in the theaters. The first animated one I saw was The Incredibles, and I love that. The first live action one I saw was Spider-Man 2, and that just blew my mind. I was like 7 or 8 when that came out, and that was just crazy. Seeing Alfred Molina's Doc Ock, like, I didn't know anything about like Spider-Man's villains or anything, and it just blew my mind. Pretty much ever since then, I've been addicted. I haven't seen Squid Games, so I don't have anything to add to that.
I just started season 1. I've been catching up on some television now that we're like we've watched the Skeleton Crew. I've been watching that every week.
What do you think of that? Honestly, what do you think of that?
You don't like it?
I feel like I'm watching the wrong show. Everybody's giving it high praise, and I'm just like, what is happening? Skeleton Crew is everything that everyone hated about Obi-Wan. Everybody hated Obi-Wan Kenobi because young Leia was dragging him down, and it was just like awkward.
What are you talking? Obi-Wan was kind of dumb. Like it wasn't that good of a. This is a fun. This is a fun show outside of the like typical. Like I'm gonna be curious to see where we get to at the end. It's just a fun show that's gonna. I hope we get a little bit of a payoff. I'm not gonna give anything away. I hope we get a little bit of a payoff. How it's gonna fit into the greater scheme of things. I've enjoyed it. I think it's been good. Now, like, I don't think it's like the best Star Wars thing like ever for like a hardcore Star Wars. Like I like Mandalorian season 1, like maybe 3 times more than this.
Yeah,
you know, but I'm saying, but like I think that this is a good show versus the Acolyte, which I did not care for at all. It just wasn't my cup of tea. Which I think they could have made that a little bit more fun. You know what I mean? Like if I'm gonna rate the things, like this is just a fun show. Then we might get a little bit of a payoff, and they didn't like tick anybody off. You know what I'm saying? They didn't like really enrage the fan base. And
yeah, I guess that's the problem. That's where I'm at. I don't want a fun show. I want like.
You want to get to somewhere. You want to see.
I want something. I want something like in Star Wars.
You want a live action of Captain Rex, or I'm sorry, of Clone Commander Cody. And what the heck happened to him? Where is he at?
Well, I do want that, but I want Star Wars to be true to itself. And I don't like this like touchy-feely. Like I watched the first 3 episodes. I still have to catch up on the other episodes, but like perfect example, like they're taking the realism, and I know that's weird to say because it's all fantasy at the end of the day, but they're sucking the realism out of the situations of Star Wars now. Like when they're in the prison and they're rescuing Jod, right? They're rescuing Jod, and he's like, "Oh, I'm a Jedi," and he not only escaped.
He didn't say that he was a Jedi.
He didn't say he was a Jedi, but he kind of alluded to it, right? So then he not only escapes once, but he then goes back for SM-33, and then he and the kids just magically make it to the ship. And this is supposed to be a whole base of pirates. Like, come on, like space pirates in the comics were ruthless.
John,
they were killing people left and right.
Do you understand?
Just pop a few kids? Like
Luke went down the trench and shot a little magic bullet that somehow curled and went down a tube to blow up a gigantic Death Star that was set by a person that was set in the past. Like realism.
So, I haven't watched Skeleton Crew yet. So I haven't had a chance.
Well, John just ruined the whole story for us.
So.
There's so many issues. I didn't ruin anything.
But here's what I want to ask you guys.
I was okay with that stuff.
Made for so a younger audience could also enjoy it too. Like so.
Well, that's the problem. What about the audience? What about our audience?
No, but there are other things like that. What Acolyte?
They get all the Mandalorian. Grogu is literally existing and monopolizing all of Star Wars for kids.
Mandalorian.
Listen, Grogu ruined Mandalorian.
Yes, that's the thing. Grogu is literally for kids. You look around. There's
kill Grogu and give a Skeleton Crew.
No.
Skeleton Crew
Grogu
is
for everyone. Everyone loved Grogu going through it.
Season 1, he was great. Season 2 made no sense, and I can't believe he was anywhere in season 3.
And then he ruined Boba Fett.
Oh, he definitely ruined. No, actually, he saved Boba Fett because that was the only good episode out of Boba Fett.
No, that was the worst episode. The first couple episodes of Boba Fett were awesome when he was captured by like. Why does nobody understand this? The first couple episodes of Boba Fett were so good. He's literally captured by the Tusken Raiders after resurrecting himself from the Starlight.
Right. The first 2 episodes were okay.
Yeah. Then he trains with the Tusken Raiders, which we've never gotten lore of before, and then he leads them into various battles.
Are you telling me Boba Fett was good? Is that what you're telling me right now?
The first half of Boba Fett was good. After that, it derailed.
You thought the first whole half was good?
The first half was when he was in the Tusken Raider phase. That was good. But then when he took over,
it was like the first 3 episodes.
Yeah, the first 3 episodes were good. After that, it was just touchy-feely. Like
he became soft as heck, like the biggest bounty hunter in the galaxy.
He's a bounty hunter turned like camp counselor, and it's like,
he's like,
what is happening?
If people aren't dying, I don't want to watch it. If I'm watching people hug people and watching,
Jenna, I'm with you. That's why I liked Andor.
Then
Then
you,
I might as well watch the Hallmark
Yes.
channel.
Andor
I
was
want to
great.
see people get tortured. I mean,
Yeah.
well, you might as well watch
listen,
Squid Games.
I like
then.
Andor. Okay.
You like Squid Games a lot, John.
Might as well
Yeah,
watch
John, you would love Squid Games. You're
It's not that I need violence. It's just that there has
no,
to
I
be.
get what you're.
If they're targeting Star Wars for kids, I mean, there's the Young Jedi Adventures animated show. Like, there's avenues for that. Don't
No,
wait
but I think they're
whole
maybe
live
that's
action
for
series.
families. Maybe it was something, everyone could watch together, kind of thing. Like that. Yeah, I mean, it's Disney. Remember, it's Disney. John,
If I had
now.
kids, I wouldn't be able to watch it. I would literally walk away and be like, "This is all you, bro. Good luck."
Listen,
Wow.
my kids would never watch the show.
See, so then
my
who's
kids would have never watched the show, but I still think it's a good show. It might be like if you're a nerd like me that has maybe younger kids, maybe you can watch it with them. I mean, there's some parts that maybe they're going to get a little freaked out. Maybe it's not for real younger kids. Listen, I think it's a fun show. I think it's good. I'm hoping that we get a little bit of a payoff. I am fine with it. Like, but I know what you're saying. Like, I would like to see some different storylines that are a little bit more. Listen, that's why I like Andor. There feels like there's some stakes, even though you kind of know
that's
where
exactly
it's
what
going to end up.
And we're getting another season, right?
Yeah, we're getting another season, but again, you kind of where that story ends. You know what I'm saying? So that's
the word I was looking for, not violence or anything like that. I'm looking for stakes where
it's
you're
why Rogue
watching
One
it
was so good,
and you don't know if they're gonna make it or not. And that goes with any story, any universe. If I'm watching something and you're just like, this is really boring, like it doesn't seem like there's anything. That's what I mean. Like when they were on the prison with all the pirates and everything, and they're just like, they got put in a jail cell, but then they just walk out. Like there's no stakes there. Like there's no consequences of their actions.
Yeah, there's got to be stakes, and you got to feel like what I didn't like about the Acolyte. I didn't know we were going to start the Star Wars discussion. What I didn't like about the Acolyte is it felt like it was not a part of Star Wars. Like it felt like it was done by somebody like somebody just made up their own story somewhere else. Like it didn't feel like it was a part of anything. Because like if there's Jedis with lightsabers, like I should love that show. And like I was just like, this is like
at the end of the day, it's Star Wars, not Star Hugs. Like there's a reason that it's called this, and I feel like you dilute all of the pre-existing lore by having. Have
you watched the most recent episode?
No, I have only watched the first 3 episodes.
Well, John, then you listen, get caught up.
Yes, I will get caught up.
There's not as much hugging as we move along, and you'll see it.
Like especially, and I want to see it tie in to the Mandalorian. Like now they're talking about bringing a Book of Boba Fett season 2. Like these guys are bounty hunters, like literally guys that are paid to kill other creatures and species and other people in the galaxy. Like make it that,
Yeah, dude, I was hoping that Boba Fett would have been like the adventures of Boba Fett, like go out and like do some mercenary stuff and excuse my French, be a badass. Do you know what I mean? That's what you are. But instead, I don't know what that was. I thought other than the first couple episodes, it was cool to see how like he made it out. And for me, okay, it was kind of believable. It was fine. It was like fine the way that
it was as believable as it could be.
Yeah, because listen, in the comics, I think they said he was there for 1,000 years, or I don't know what it was, something weird, but whatever. It was believable enough. They got him out of there. I'm glad that they got him out of there, and then it kind of went awry. And again, Mandalorian was the same way. Season 1 was absolutely fantastic. The way that it ended, it was fantastic. Season 2, they forced Grogu on us, and that ruined it. And season 3 was kind of ruined too. To see what they did with it, they got to get away from some of that cutesy stuff. I'd rather see them do the Skeleton Crew. That if they want to have a touchy-feely like show like that, or however you're presenting it, I'm okay with it because you know what you're getting into, and they're not screwing with characters that mean something. Like
that's true. The established characters.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
And I understand, like if they're targeting a different audience, that's fine. But you always have to keep don't target a new audience for the sake of sacrificing the previous 3 audiences that already know and love this. Like in my opinion, I think they should be catering to the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70-year-olds right now. and not discriminate, the 80s and 90s and up who also love Star Wars. Like, cater to those audiences, allow them to show the newer audiences why Star Wars is so great. Same thing with Marvel and DC and anime and Harry Potter and Squid Game. Like, allow just like how we did, like, and Star Wars is a perfect example. We saw how great the original trilogy is. Yes, despite moments of, unrealistic things and things that maybe we just had to say, like, okay, it works in this universe because it works in this universe. But then, then that's how we fell in love with it, because we saw the previous generation teach us and kind of take us. And they said, this is the way. This is why we love it, So I'm just not in love with Skeleton Crew. I will give the new episodes a chance. I'm sorry for going off on this.
Watch it. You'll see. It gets...
If it gets better, I've also heard that before, but I'll give it a chance.
I have
Linda. I also I wanted to shout out as we're winding down here. I wanted to shout out everybody in California with the unfortunate wildfire situation. I know there's some people in our community who are directly affected by this. There's a couple people that Joanna and I have been talking to loosely that have had to evacuate. So, guys, please stay safe. Please listen to all of your local authorities' instruction and everything. Nothing can replace you, your loved ones, or your pets. Everything else can be replaced, and hopefully this situation ends very soon.
Yes, prayers go out. Big
I know a couple people that had to be evacuated, so yeah, it's some craziness going on. Hopefully the winds finally start dying down. That's the worst of it. Doesn't help it at all, and then it's the pictures are devastating, seeing stuff, and we just haven't even seen a piece of it. It's crazy to see people flying into LAX and you could see the fires just go along that coast and everything from Malibu up through LA County and all those kind of things. Some craziness for sure. So please be safe. Please, if you can get out early, get out early. If you think you can need to evacuate and leave and it's best for it, just do that. I think there's a lot of chance to go to other places. I know some people headed to San Diego. I mean, hey, it might be a great weekend for a Vegas trip or something like that. Maybe I don't know.
Get out of there,
get out of there if you can, if you need to, and especially if you think you're going to be at all potentially in an evacuation zone. Craziness. So, everyone, pack your to-go bag and have it ready. I think that's the best thing for it. But so I wanted to bring that up too at the end. So I'm glad Linda popped in. I hope you and your family stay safe, Zach and everyone else. And I was thinking, next week we talked about John. We're going to have Slapshotpops on here. So Mason's going to be joining us on John's channel next week. So hopefully you can come out and join us for that PFO. And what else do you have going on, John?
I actually have something big happening tomorrow night. And if you guys aren't doing anything, I normally don't like to promote whatnot too much because I know a lot of you guys, we're here for the content. We're here for the free videos and the live streams and everything. But we're doing something kind of cool tomorrow night. Joanna and I put together a really special auction, and we're very grateful to be in this position. I'm super excited, but I need your guys' help because tomorrow night we are giving away a $600 2013 beautiful pop, the 1970s Elvis. And where I need your help is please come over and enter in to these giveaways because we're going to be doing 15 giveaways. One of them is going to be the Elvis. You're not going to know which one is which, but do not let a Givey Goblin win this pop. I will be heartbroken if I see this go to somebody outside of our community that we don't know or doesn't have the word Funko or pop or collector in their name. If it goes to, Lizard Liquor 59, I'm just going to be so bummed. So please, come over. It's completely free. Even if you're international, we're going to make 2 of them open to international, completely paid for. I'm not asking for a dime. Disconnect your cards, from whatnot. Just come on over and please enter in on the giveaways because we don't want to see somebody, who's just there for the free stuff to end up taking home this pop. There's 14 other pops that were completely fine with anybody winning, but this is such a special piece. And, just to hold it in my hand is really special. So that's what we're doing tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern. If you guys aren't doing anything, and we'll have videos, throughout the week and upcoming weekend and everything. So So Riley, that's a great point. Before we move on to Vince, why not make it a buyer's giveaway? So buyer's giveaway, unfortunately, there is also a way to get around it. So if you fill out the form, so it's per Whatnot policy, they actually cannot mandate that you only restrict a giveaway to buyers. If you go on their website when the giveaway is running and fill out the form for that specific stream, you can still enter into it. So we just kind of are doing this now with the mystery giveaway. We think it's just the best way to do it. But we just want to let you guys know and like, please come over. I think it's just a better option. So that way more of you guys can come over without having to spend anything. You can literally just sit there and just tap enter when the giveaways are running, and you don't have to buy a single thing. But if you do come over and decide to buy something, we truly appreciate it. We're making a huge push for the next 3 to 4 months to get these renovations done. So we truly appreciate every single one of you guys. And then, as I promised Joanna, after Star Wars in May, we're going to be taking a step back from Whatnot. We're going to be taking a much-deserved break. So thank you guys so much.
Well, I'm going to go over just to win something, Jen. So
Please.
Are you going to be heartbroken if I win? Because I'm
No,
only
I
coming
will
over
be
for the giveaways.
I will be super happy if you win. Like anybody in this
my
community.
new name will be Lizard Liquor too, because I kind of, I'll be honest, that was a good one. I think I'm going to go with that for my burner account. So yeah, definitely do that. You know what? Actually, speaking of Whatnot, and I got the shirt on that just made me think of this as well. My pops are coming to Whatnot. They are doing their first Whatnot show, I think tomorrow. I'm almost positive it's tomorrow. Son of a gun, I wish I knew, but maybe I'll put something in my story on Instagram. But they're having their first show. So while you're going to John's giveaways tomorrow, if you could find them over on Whatnot and follow them, they do a fun live. Like they're just going to do like what they do on their Wednesday night lives. I think they're going to walk around their store, show stuff off. You guys are going to be able to purchase stuff. It's kind of like what they do on their Wednesdays anyway. So they should have a fun interactive show. I think you guys would enjoy that if you like Funko Pops, which hopefully you guys like that since you're here. So you could do that while you're checking out John's stream tomorrow. And then for us, we've got a video that we have not shot yet. We are waiting for a lot of mystery boxes to come in. We're actually pretty light on mystery boxes right now, but we'll have a video for Sunday. And then we have our big anime show. If you guys like anime, I'm not saying we're giving it away. We will have giveaways though, and we'll probably run giveaways the whole time. But like legit, I'm just going to try to give stuff away more or less. Like we're going to be starting stuff at like 50% of PPG just to move some stuff out. I'm sick of like moving these things around, and they're just getting more and more. We keep putting them on the website. Nobody buys the anime on the website. We've sell a lot of other stuff on the website. If you guys want to check that out, you can check that out this week. Other than that, that's it. Everybody stay safe out in California. We're praying. We are sending prayers your guys' way for that, and have a good weekend, everyone.
Oh, Josh, you're muted.
Josh, you're muted.
I muted myself earlier. What's coming up for me is, let's see. Tomorrow, I actually drop a big video tomorrow. So I got one of the Black Friday double value Star Wars mystery boxes from Ralphie's. There's a $250 box, so it's $500 worth of Star Wars pops. So what will I get?
Was it good?
You know? I was happy with it. I was very happy with it.
Well, I'm going to be watching that.
I'm excited for that.
I was very happy with it. It had things I didn't have, a couple things I didn't have. So that's even better for my collection. I think that, and also unbox 2 of the grails that I won from their earlier mystery boxes from Whatnot in the last like month or so, when he was trying out some new mystery boxes and stuff on Whatnot. I won actually 2 of the big top hits. So unbox those.
Lucky.
Have some fun with those. Like I said, we just got our Scooby-Doo pops in. So if you haven't checked our NFT video out the other day, I feel like I'll have another NFT video coming out very soon for probably the Scooby Pops and some of the other stuff. And then we also have a bunch of other things, of course, coming in. We are doing our auction next week. Is going to be a mystery box, like a Fire and Ice kind of fun mystery box style. And then we decided to put in, we have our we're going to do every last Wednesday of the month. We're doing a regular auction, no mystery boxes. We're just going to do like a regular auction. We're going to share everything out. We're also, I'm going to be trying out how live streaming on YouTube works with it too. So like live streaming at the same time on YouTube, and hopefully it gets some notifications out there some different ways and things like that. But I think we want to just kind of do that because we have a lot we want to get through, a lot of things that are happening next month. Also, if you haven't bookmarked yet, please take a second. There 70, 80, some of you still in here, go bookmark our charity auction coming up in February. We're doing a smaller scholarship charity auction. If you can go over there and bookmark it, I appreciate it. If you're interested in learning more about it or anything like that, we're going to try to finalize and finish the scholarship for my mom's scholarship to raise the rest of the $10,000 so we can finalize that. So we have about $3,100 left to go. So that's what my goal is, at least for that night. If I can get close to that, I'd be very happy with that. So, and then what else is that, other regular everything else going on. Again, we send our thoughts, wishes, everything like that with everyone over in California. I know it's some craziness, and the sad thing is, like, it's unlike a hurricane. It's here and kind of gone within a day or two. It is, and devastation you have to clean up and everything like that. I don't know, we have no idea how long this is going to take, and then the cleanup and craziness and all that happens. So I wish everyone the best, and if you can get out and stay safe, please do that. And that's it. We're going to have a fun week next week, back on PFO on John's channel. So come out and join us. We're going to have Mason on. If you guys think of anything you want to ask Mason and talk about too, feel free to, let us know and shoot us a message or anything like that too. But I think it'll be fun to have him on with Vince, because Vince wasn't here last time. So we'll have you on. But anything else, guys? Last minute thoughts? Forgot something? Anything?
No, I feel good. I feel good. It was a good. It was actually a fantastic show. What do you think of that? I'm calling it right now. Fantastic.
We're kicking off 2025 the right way. So
in an amazing way, as far as I'm concerned.
Hopefully, everyone is having a great 2025 so far and keeps with it the whole year, not just the first 9 days, right, Vince? And the first 9 days. So we'll see everyone next week and throughout the week and all different kind of things. So we'll see you next time, everyone. Have a good night.
Bye, guys.